Page 8. Child's 10 Commandments to Parents. 1. My hands are small. Please don't expect perfection whenever I make a bed. Draw a picture or throw a ball. My legs are short. Please slow down so that I can keep up with you. 2. My eyes have not seen the world as you have. Please let me explore it safely. Don't restrict unnecessarily. 3. Housework will always be there. I'm a little child only for a short time. Please take time to explain things to me about this wonderful world and do so willingly. 4. My feelings are tender. Please be sensitive to my needs. Don't nag me all day long. You wouldn't want to be nagged for your inquisitiveness. Treat me as you would like to be treated. 5. I'm a special gift from God. Please treasure me, as God intended you to do so, holding me accountable for my actions, giving me guidelines to live by, and disciplining me in a loving manner. 6. I need your encouragement to grow. Please go easy on criticism. Remember, you can criticize the things I do without criticizing me. 7. Please give me the freedom to make decisions concerning myself. Permit me to fail so that I can learn from my mistakes. Then someday I'll be prepared to make the kinds of decisions that life requires of. 8. Please don't do things over for me. Somehow that makes me feel that my efforts did not quite reach up to your expectations. 9. I know it is hard, but please do not try to compare me with my brother or sister. 10. Please take me to the temple regularly, a good example for me to follow. I enjoy learning more about God. Page 9. Quotable quotes. Children will soon forget our present. They will always remember our presence. Our children inherit not only our wealth, but also to an extent our values and our health. We find TV very educating. Every time somebody turns on the TV, let us go into the other room and read a book. There is no thief like a bad TV and a bad book. Let us never preach anything which we cannot practice ourselves. Page 10. A lesson learned. I ran into a stranger as he passed by. "Oh, excuse me, please," was my reply. He said, "Please excuse me too. I wasn't even watching you." We were very polite, the stranger and I. We went on our way and we said goodbye. But at home a different story is told, how we treat our loved ones, young and old. Later that day, while I cooked the evening meal, my young son stood beside me very still. When I turned, I nearly knocked him down. "Get out of the way," I said with a frown. He walked away, his little heart broken. I did not realize how harshly I had spoken. When I lay awake in bed, a still small voice came to me and said, "When dealing with strangers, courtesy you use, but the children you love, you seem to abuse. Look there on the kitchen floor, you'll find some flowers by the door. Those are the flowers he brought for you. He picked them by himself, pink, yellow, and blue. He stood quietly not to spoil the surprise, and you never saw the tears in his eyes." By this time I felt very small, and then my tears began to fall. I quietly went and knelt by his bed. "Wake up, little one, wake up," I said. "Are these the flowers you picked for me?" He smiled. "I found them out by the tree. I picked them because they are pretty like you. I knew you would like them, especially the blue." I said, "Son, I'm sorry how I acted today. I should not have yelled at you that way." He said, "Oh, Mom, that's okay. You know I love you anyway." I said, "Son, I love you too. And I do like the flowers, especially the blue." Page 11. Quotable quotes. One word spoken with love can soothe the sorrowful heart. In disagreements with loved ones, let us deal only with the current situation. Let us not bring up the past. The best way to be understood is to be understanding. Most of the people do not like it when they are told that they are wrong. If we admit we are wrong when we are wrong, then we are all right. Page 12, Football. A teenager lived alone with his mother. The two of them had a very special relationship. Even though most of the time the son was always in the pavilion, his mother was always in the stands cheering him. She never missed a game. This teenager was still the youngest in class when he entered high school. He was determined to do his best at practice, and perhaps he would get to play when he became a senior. All through during his high school, he never missed a practice or a game, but remained a bench warmer all 4 years. His faithful mother was always in the stands with words of encouragement for him. When the teenager went to college, everyone was sure he'd never make it in the team, but he did. The coach admitted, he always puts his heart and soul into every practice, and at the same time encouraged other members with his lively spirit. The news that he was selected in the team thrilled him so much that he rushed to the nearest phone and called his mother. His mother shared his excitement and was sent season tickets for all the college games. Page 13. Football continued. It was at the end of his senior football season, and as he hurried onto the practice field shortly before the big playoff game, the coach met him with a telegram. The young man read the telegram, and he became numb and silent. Swallowing hard, he fumbled to the coach. "My mother died this morning. Is it all right if I miss the practice today?" The coach put his arm gently around his shoulder and said, "Take the rest of the week off, son, and don't even plan to come back to the game on Saturday." Saturday arrived, and the game was not going well. In the third quarter, when the team was 10 points behind, a young man quietly slipped into the empty locker room and put on his football gear. As he ran onto the sidelines, the coach and his players were astounded to see their faithful teammate back so soon. "Sir, please let me play. I've just got to play today," said the young man. The coach pretended not to hear him. There was no way he wanted his worst player in his close playoff game. But the young man persisted, and finally feeling sorry for the teenager, the coach gave in. "All right," he said, "you can go in." Page 14. Football continued. Before long, the coach, the players, and everyone in the stands could not believe their eyes. This little unknown who had never played in a big game before was doing everything right. The opposing team could not stop him. He ran, he passed, blocked, and tackled like a star. The team began to triumph. The score was soon tied. In the closing seconds of the game, young man intercepted a pass and ran all the way for the winning touchdown. The fans broke loose. His teammates hoisted him onto their shoulders. Such cheering was never heard. Finally, after the stands had emptied and the team had dispersed and left the locker room, the coach noticed that the young man was sitting quietly in the corner all alone. The coach came to him and said, "Young man, I can't believe it. You were fantastic. Tell me what got into you. How did you do it?" He looked at the coach with tears in his eyes and said, "Well, you knew my mom died, but did you know that my mom was blind?" The young man swallowed hard and forced a smile. "Mom came to all my games, but today was the first time she could see me play, and I wanted to show her that I could do it." Page 15. Puppies for sale. A store read, "Puppies for sale." Signs like that have a way of attracting small children, and sure enough, a little boy entered the store and inquired, "How much are you going to sell the puppies for?" he asked. The store owner replied, "Anywhere from $30 to $50. The little boy reached in his pocket and pulled out some change. "I have $10 balance, and the rest I will pay in installment," he said. "Can I please look at them?" The store owner smiled and whistled out 5 tiny puppies. One puppy was lagging considerably behind. Immediately the little boy singled out the lagging, limping puppy and said, "What's wrong with that little dog?" The store owner explained that the vet had examined the little puppy and had discovered that it did not have a hip socket. It would always limp. It would always be lame. The little boy was excited and said, "I want to buy that little puppy." The owner said, "No, you don't want to buy that little dog. If you really want him, I will just give him free to you." The little boy got quite upset. He looked straight into the store owner's eyes, pointing his finger, and said, "I don't want you to give that puppy free to me. That little dog is worth every bit as much as all the other dogs are, and I will pay full price. I will give you $10 now and $5 per month until I have him paid for." The owner countered, "You really don't want to buy this little dog? He's never going to be able to jump and play with you like the other puppies." To this the little boy reached down and rolled up his pant to reveal a badly twisted, crippled left leg supported by a big metal brace. He looked up at the owner and softly replied, "Well, I don't run so well myself, and the little puppy will need someone who understands." Page 16. Easy and difficult. It is easy to get a place in someone's address book, difficult to get a place in someone's heart. It is easy to judge the mistakes of others, difficult to recognize our mistakes. It is easy to talk without thinking, difficult to refrain the tongue. It is easy to hurt someone who loves us, difficult to heal the wound. Page 17. Easy and difficult continued. It is easy to forgive others, difficult to ask for forgiveness. It is easy to show victory, difficult to assume defeat with dignity. It is easy to enjoy life every day, difficult to give its real value. It's easy to pray every night, difficult to find God in small things. It is easy to promise something to someone, difficult to fulfill that promise. It is easy to say we love, difficult to show it every day. It is easy to criticize others, difficult to improve oneself. It is easy to make mistakes, difficult to learn from them. It is easy to think badly of others, difficult to give them the benefit of doubt. It is easy to receive, difficult to give. It is easy to keep the friendship with words, difficult to keep it with meanings.